Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Foxy98 here. Welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here on my channel. Today we're going to be seeing some Star Wars potential new heroes and villains that could be making their way into Star Wars Battlefront. So if you do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, rating, it'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. And in the background, you're going to be seeing some Star Wars heroes versus villains gameplay. I thought it would make sense considering I'm talking about heroes and villains. Now, if you guys don't know why I haven't been uploading very regularly at all, I'll leave a link to my previous video which fully explains why I'm not uploading regular content on my channel at the moment and for the next few months or so, until all my exams are over basically. But go and click the link in the description down below to go and see why that's not happening, why I'm not uploading many videos. But anyway, let's get straight into this little video that I've got installed. So, Star Wars Battlefront is going to be containing 4 DLCs, and it clearly states that there's going to be 4 new playable characters for us to play as. So I'm predicting 2 heroes and 2 villains, so that's what we're going to be going with. But that all leaves the question of which heroes and villains are we actually going to be seeing. Now, if you guys don't know already, DICE and EA clearly stated that Star Wars Battlefront is mainly going to be focusing on the original trilogy, which means that the prequels and The Force Awakens can't be taken into consideration. But if they were taken into consideration, it would have made it very difficult to make a pick on which hero or villain they would have wanted to put in, because there's so many of them. But we're sticking to the original trilogy, so we need to get thinking about which ones are going to be in the game. So first of all then, we're going to be starting off with the heroes, because they are extremely easy ones, I would have thought, and the villains are very difficult. But let's get straight into it then. And we're starting off with Chewie. How could you not have a Star Wars game and not include Chewie in it? I mean, Chewie is love. I mean, everyone loves Chewie. We all love a little Wookiee. We all love to chill and be as Chewbacca, and it's really, really cool that he is around in Star Wars, but he's not even in the damn game. So it would make so much sense for Chewie to be a hero, because whenever you think of Chewie, you always think of him as one of the heroes. So I thought it'd be interesting to put him into the game. If Chewie was going to be in the game, I could see him having the bowcaster his primary weapon, because of course that's the weapon he always uses in the film. And in terms of special abilities, I could see some sort of melee attack being his being one of his strong standout abilities, because of course in the actual film, Chewie's got the capability to literally rip a guy's arm out of his socket. It's just crazy. Like, Chewie is just a badass melee person. In terms of other special abilities that he may possibly have, I'm not necessarily sure. I'd have to see what EA or DICE come up with for that one. But maybe something special with his bowcaster or something like that. But not necessarily sure. But I but I really do think Chewie is going to be in the game. Next up then, we're going to be talking about Yoda, and how Yoda, I think, could be a new hero coming into the game. Yoda, as we know, we get to see him in Episode 5 and Episode 6, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. But this is where it gets complicated. In Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, Yoda doesn't really do much. He's actually in exile after the problems which happened in the prequels, which led to the fall of the Jedi Order and the Galactic Republic, which meant that Yoda was in exile and he never actually used his lightsaber. A lot of people have been predicting that Yoda could possibly use his lightsaber in Star Wars Battlefront, but I can't see it happening for one reason, and that's because he never actually used it. Emperor Palpatine used his lightsaber in the prequels, just like Yoda did, but in the actual full game, Emperor Palpatine doesn't have a lightsaber. So this is why I think predominantly Yoda will not have a lightsaber. If Yoda was going to be in the game, he would definitely be very similar to Palpatine and have very strong ways with the Force. That would mean that, to be honest, if Yoda was actually in the game, he could be represented as a very good and very cool character to play as. But without his lightsaber and with him only using the power of the Force, I think, like Palpatine, he'd be a bit of a waste of a character. So, I don't know if Yoda will be in the game, but if he is, I think it's a little bit of a waste, if I'm perfectly honest. Because Yoda, without his lightsaber and only using the Force, I mean, like Palpatine in this game, I don't necessarily like him that much. But Yoda is a possibility. Now, my third choice for the heroes, which is the final choice that I decided to come up with, is Ben Kenobi. Now, Ben Kenobi, as we know, or Obi-Wan Kenobi if you want to state him as, was in A New Hope, the very first Star Wars film produced, Episode 4. And he was used, obviously he had his blue lightsaber. Now, of course, that begs the question of, would it be better to have him in the game? I mean, there isn't a single Star Wars character so far in Battlefront that has a blue lightsaber, and I love the blue lightsaber, man. I always love the blue. My favorite color is literally blue, so it would be awesome to have a blue lightsaber in the game. If Ben Kenobi was going to be introduced into Star Wars Battlefront, though, I think there could be a couple of changes in terms of his character. He'd be similar to Darth Vader. He's not necessarily going to be sprinting around like Luke Skywalker does, because face it, Ben Kenobi is very, very old. He would have good ways with the power of the Force, again, just like Luke, and of course he would have his sexy blue lightsaber. So I think Ben Kenobi would be a better choice over Yoda, but it depends on what the game decides. If they want to put Yoda in the game, of course I'm sure no one's going to complain, and they're going to want to try their hardest to play as Yoda. Now we're going to be moving on into the villains, and this was a really, really difficult selection of people to choose from, because in the original trilogy, which is what this game is focusing on, there aren't that many original trilogy villains in the game. I mean, they've already necessarily been covered. I mean, Boba Fett's in the game, Palpatine's in the game, and Darth Vader's in the game. They're like literally the only villains. But I've done a bit of research, and I've watched a couple of other people's YouTube videos to have a look at some villains that people think could possibly be in the game, and I've come up with 2 bounty hunters that were in Empire Strikes Back. So the first one is going to be Bossk. Now Bossk was a villain that was a bounty hunter in Empire Strikes Back when Darth Vader was luring up a set of bounty hunters to go and take down the Millennium Falcon with Han Solo in it. Now I do believe that he could possibly be a villain. In fact, he has also got a really cool history behind him, which is why I wanted to put him into the game. Now, Bossk is, I can't remember the name of the the little group that is like little heritage that he's from, but I know that Bossk and his sort of group have a very special hatred for the Wookiees, which means that he would link perfectly in a rivalry with Chewbacca and the Wookiees. In fact, it's been known that Bossk and his type of like heritage have been known to hunt down and kill the Wookiees, which means that if Chewie's in the game, I think Bossk would be a cool addition into the game, because he's like an assassin type thing. You know, they've got a big rivalry going on between the Wookiees and them, and it would be kind of cool to see them in the game. And then finally, it was a really difficult choice again, but I've gone with another bounty hunter that was in Empire Strikes Back, and that's going to be IG-88 Assassin Droid. Again, it was from Empire Strikes Back. Now, IG-88 is an assassin droid that was in Empire Strikes Back. Again, just like Bossk, he was put into the selection of bounty hunters made by Darth Vader to go and try and take down Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon. Now, there's not a lot, again, I know about this guy, but there are some special abilities that I have spotted that could potentially be cool abilities for him to have in the game. Now, the first one, he could have a sonic scanner, toxic gas, heat motion sensor, and also thermal grenades, thermal detonators, that's what I was looking for. So I just feel like it'd be really cool, and you'll be able to see a picture of all the characters on screen. I just feel like an assassin droid is something that we don't have in Battlefront at the moment, and it'd be really cool to see Star Wars Battlefront have some sort of an assassin droid. Also, just wanted to quickly mention that for Bossk, there are some things that he has. One of his main like weapon that he uses is a specific type of grenade launcher, which is what I could possibly see him having if he was a villain in the game. Now, of course, as you can clearly see, it's a lot harder to pick new villains that could be introduced into the game than it is heroes. But of course, since we're only allowed to choose from the original trilogy, which is what EA clearly stated, this game's only going to be focused on the original trilogy, it's made it a lot difficult to make these picks, but these are who I have chosen. If you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like rating, it'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as this is going to be the first of many videos covering potential DLC ideas for Star Wars Battlefront, as I have come up with a lot of ideas for lots of different game modes and also different maps that could be introduced. So I'm going to be covering them in a little mini series of future Star Wars DLC content. So this is going to be Heroes vs Villains. The next episode, which you're going to be seeing very soon, it's going to be covering the potential for Star Wars, for the Fighter Squadron game mode to hit an all new level of brilliance with some ideas that I've come up with. But I hope you guys do enjoy. Let me know what you think of my opinions, and if you think you can pick out any heroes or villains that could make it into the game only from the original trilogy. And I'll see you on another video. Take care.